everybody, and welcome back to the Honestly Rebecca YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making my grandfather's famous mac and cheese. You know, it's 2020, so a lot of things look a little bit different, and my family has actually decided to stay in town this year for Thanksgiving. We're just going to do a little get together at my parents' house as opposed to going up to Georgia to see our extended family. But my grandfather's mac and cheese is a must have at Thanksgiving for our family. So I called him up just a few days ago. I got the recipe from him, got it scribbled down here on my notepad, so I thought it'd be fun for us to all make it together. So here we go, let's try out making Granddaddy's famous mac and cheese. Alright you guys, so I have got my water here on the stove. It is in the process of starting to boil now, so we're just going to give that a couple minutes before we put our pasta in there. But while that is heating up, I'm just going to go over the ingredients with you guys really quick. So even though we're calling it macaroni and cheese, it is actually not using macaroni noodles. We are going to be using thin spaghetti noodles, so that makes it fun and a little bit different. So we've got the pasta, and then you're gonna want like a medium-sized block of Velveeta cheese. You're gonna want some whole milk. You're gonna want some shredded cheese. I got sharp cheddar, that's my personal favorite. The secret ingredient in it though is soy sauce. I know, right? You're putting soy sauce in your mac and cheese, but that's what Granddaddy said is the secret ingredient, so that's what we're gonna do. If you don't have soy sauce, you can also use Worcestershire sauce. I had soy sauce on hand, but he said either or is fine. Black pepper, and then I am using some cornstarch. You can use egg, but I actually am allergic to eggs, fun fact, so we're gonna use cornstarch instead, and the whole point of either the egg or the cornstarch is just so that it really kind of all binds together. We are like about 30 seconds away from needing to get this pasta in, so I'm gonna go ahead and start opening up the box here. When we decided not to go to Georgia this year for Thanksgiving, I still knew, you've gotta have Granddaddy's famous mac and cheese. I was super excited. I was able to give Granddaddy a call, and he gave me the recipe. So now I've got the recipe, my aunt has the recipe, and my Granddaddy has the recipe. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. Hopefully y'all will have fun making it as well. All right. Get my timer going here, and while I get my timer going, I'm going to start on the other part of the recipe. I'm gonna get this cornstarch going. So with cornstarch, if you don't know, you actually have to get this stirred up in either some hot water or some hot milk. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that while we've got this boiling. Alright guys, so we have got about 60 seconds left on this pasta here. I have got my cornstarch all mixed up and ready to go into the mixture. So once this pasta gets done boiling, I'm actually going to pour it on off, and I'm going to get it into the pan that we're going to be putting everything together in. And then we're going to let that cool, and while we let that cool, we're going to also get started on the other part, which is the fun part. We're going to be cutting up our cheese. We're going to be getting all of the fun ingredients ready to go into our final mac and cheese mixture. So hang tight with me and we will get right back to it. So what we've got going on now is we need to get both our cornstarch with the soy sauce and the pepper all kind of mixed together. We need to cube up our cheese, and then we should be good to go to start putting everything together. So you're gonna either have your cornstarch, or you are going to have a couple of eggs. So if you do decide that you would prefer to use eggs to using the cornstarch, just get yourself 2 regular large size eggs and crack them into a bowl, and you're gonna put your soy sauce and your pepper in there with it. And we're going to do, he said 3 to 5 drops of soy sauce. So that was about it. It kind of comes out fast. I was not expecting that. So I think that might have been, we'll call that 5. That was a healthy 5 drops. All right, now I've got I'm gonna get my spoon here. I'm gonna start kind of mixing that in there with it. I'm next going to throw my pepper in there. Really just however much you think seems good. I'm gonna start with just putting the pepper in this mixture, and then honestly, at the end, I will probably be going back and putting it in on top. So you can kind of eyeball it. That was the nice thing about this recipe. In Granddaddy's words, the way to be a good cook is if you like something, put more of it in there. So I think that I can live by that. That sounds like pretty good cooking advice to me. So if I feel like at the end we need more pepper, we're gonna add some more pepper. So I'm gonna set that to the side, and we're gonna get our Velveeta going here. And he said to just do this in about 1-inch cubes. I just gotta tell you guys, like, this is super exciting for me. I have wanted this recipe for a while. This is a great excuse to get it. I have so many fond memories around this mac and cheese, you have no idea. And I remember specifically one night, this is probably 8 or 10 years ago now, all of us girl cousins, we would be at my grandparents' house. You know, we had 20-something people all piled up in a big house together, but us teenage girls would stay up late just talking and catching up. It was one of those nights, it was actually Thanksgiving night, so we had done family reunion that day around lunch, and you know, we were all back at the big house when somebody decided that they were hungry. So you've got a herd of about 7, 8 of us teenage girls going into the kitchen in the middle of the night searching for snacks, and we had everything you can imagine pulled out. And then someone found out in the fridge under my grandparents' garage, it was like the Hallelujah chorus started singing. Somebody hollered from under the garage, "I found the mac and cheese." So we did not even know that there was any leftover mac and cheese. I think that it might have even been a fresh pan that was like supposed to be for another meal that week, but us girls saw it fit to have that as an evening snack. So we broke into Granddaddy's mac and cheese. We had all already had it that day with our lunch, but we broke into Granddaddy's mac and cheese well into the evening. It was probably like midnight, so we're just all sitting around in the kitchen eating big old plates of mac and cheese as a late night snack. So I just have so many fond memories with this stuff. You know, there's probably better macaroni and cheese somewhere in the world, but I would not want any other mac and cheese than this mac and cheese for my Thanksgiving meal, just because of all of the amazing memories attached to it and the good times that we've had. So I hate that I'm not going to be with family this year. Well, not going to be with extended family this year for Thanksgiving, but it was a great excuse for me to get this recipe from my grandfather. Alright, you guys, so I have got all of my Velveeta put in there. Now I'm about to put my little cornstarch, soy sauce, and pepper mixture in there, which really does not look like a ton once you kind of put it in there, but trust me, if Granddaddy's right, which I have seldom known him to be wrong, it is going to make a very big difference here. And now I'm going to sprinkle in my sharp cheddar shredded cheese that I have got here. So, depending on how cheesy you like it, I guess, you know, put as much of the shredded cheese in there as you want. I'm gonna go in pretty hard with it because, like I said earlier, I got this cheese buy one get one free, so that was great. So I'm gonna put a lot in there, and then in Granddaddy's words, you gotta get your hands in there, and we're just gonna gush this all together. So he said to have fun with it, get your hands dirty. We're just gonna start putting this in here. We're gonna start folding it all over each other, getting everything mixed in there really, really good. And while I do that, I'm gonna have the oven started. We're gonna bake it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes on 350. So I'm gonna get that preheated while I just get my hands dirty in here.
We are highly paid professionals.
Okay.
And I wash my hands, I promise.
So I did get the cheese going a little bit. We got that kind of started stirring in there together. But I am going to add some milk now, which I think will also help cool the temperature down, and then I can really get my hands in there. So we're going to fill up this pan until the pasta is about half covered with milk. So again, no measurement needed. We're just going to pour until we kind of hit that mark. I'm going to use the tongs just for another second, but I think that should have probably helped cool it down a good bit. You know, the fun part of this, according to Granddaddy, is getting your hands all in there. Oh yeah, that's pretty cooled down. And I actually feel like as I'm looking at this that it needs a little bit more of this sharp cheddar cheese, so I'm actually going to pour the rest of the bag in there. Because why not? Granddaddy's words were, if you like something, put more of it. And I like some sharp cheddar cheese, so I'm putting more of it. Last thing I'm going to do before I stick this in the oven, which we are just about preheated, is and we're preheated, I'm going to put a little bit more pepper in there because it just looks like it needs it. All that's left is to put it in the oven. So we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes. And at the end of that 30 or 40 minutes, what we're going to do is really just kind of look at it, go through it with a fork a little bit, make sure that there's not too many, pockets where that Velveeta has just gotten too chunky in there together. So we will take a look at that, and then when it's time to serve it, which we're not serving it until tomorrow, today's the day before Thanksgiving. So before you serve it, we're just gonna use the other bag of the shredded cheese, put that all on top, stick it in the oven really just for 10 or 15 minutes to get that nice golden brown kind of crust on the top. Plus it gives it a little bit more cheese, and I never said no to a little bit more cheese. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna wait about 30 or 40 minutes, and then I will be right back here with you guys as we are taking it out of the oven to take a look at it, and we may even snag a little bite as well just to make sure we did a good job. All right, you guys, we are back. It has been about 40 minutes over here. I actually checked on this about halfway through and decided to give it a good stir, just make sure everything was mixed in there well. So yeah, it was looking good then, so let's check it out now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the oven off and pull this bad boy out of the oven. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Holy cow. All right, there it is, you guys. Oh man, even without the cheese on top, it's looking really nice and golden brown. I'm actually gonna give it a little bit of a try here. Just kind of see how we're tasting. It's probably gonna be burning the slap up. Oh my goodness, I'm not even kidding you guys. That is so much creamier than I was expecting it to be. Holy cow, okay. That is very good. Man, I'm not even bragging on myself. The only thing I could brag on myself about is the ability to follow directions. Granddaddy's mac and cheese is amazing, no matter who makes it. So yes, I highly recommend that you guys give this a try. I'm not even kidding, I know you guys can tell. I'm very excited about bringing this to my parents' house tomorrow. I think everybody's gonna be very excited. Yes, and I think Granddaddy would be proud. So this is a major win. So yeah, I hope that you guys will give this recipe a try. I had a ton of fun making it. Family legacies are just fun, and there's so much that we can learn from one generation to the next. My grandfather is one of my favorite people on the whole planet, and just all of the memories that are wrapped up in this pan right here, there's just too many to count. And I'm so excited to make some more memories with my family tomorrow at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. I think it's gonna be a really great time. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give this video a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we will be right back here next week with another video. So until then, have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you next time. Baby, this mac and cheese is so good.